Hello and welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted tonight to be joined by Gregory Doyle as we look ahead to Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. And tonight's video shall be our betting tips. Greg, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Just before we actually go into what price you found, first off, thank you for joining me. And secondly, just generally, what did you make of this fight when it was announced? You know, obviously we've seen Ngannou almost shock the world in his boxing debut against arguably the number one heavyweight on the planet, in Tyson Fury, and now he steps in with AJ. What was your sort of initial reaction to the announcement?
Yeah, delighted to speak to you as always, Owen. I was quite happy to see this fight in a way. Yeah, of course we won. Like Joshua, the guys of this country fighting for world titles and things, but the fact that Ngannou pushed Fury so close, and people saying he would have never done that to Joshua, or Joshua would have knocked him out, or Francis Ngannou would beat Anthony Joshua after that performance. It's good to see the fight happening because now we actually do get to see what would happen. So yeah, it's a fight I'm looking forward to.
Although we've only seen one fight, I suppose people are looking at Ngannou as sort of a credible boxer now. You know, he dropped the WBC sort of unbeaten world champion, and he's moving on to bigger, and even each fight as it goes along will probably be more money. Whilst he's fighting out in Saudi. Do you see Joshua? Obviously, it'll be a different test, but do you see Joshua being a tougher test for Ngannou than Tyson Fury was?
I would say yes, son, and I think it's because I think Joshua will take the fight much more serious than what Tyson Fury did. I think Tyson Fury trained for Francis Ngannou, absolutely I do, but I think if you look at a guy coming from the MMA world, stepping into a boxing ring, and your first fight is against the guy who's the best in the division, you've just beat guys like Deontay Wilder, you're rumoured to be fighting a technician like Alexander Usyk. You probably just think it's a quick cash grab with the greatest of respect against someone like Francis Ngannou, just because they don't have the experience that a lot of these other guys have at the elite level. So yeah, I think Joshua will really train hard for this fight because if he does a job in Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury struggles, it makes that fight ever closer because it's a talking point.
No, I completely agree. You know, if say like you say Joshua goes in and just blasts Ngannou out, then it gets people talking about what will happen between Joshua and Fury, and it creates healthy competition. Um, I do have to agree. I do think Tyson Fury trained for the fight. I just do think there's an element of did he think he was going to go in and walk all over Ngannou, dance around him for the duration of the fight and have an easy night's work, and it was far from that. But we are here for a betting tip show, Greg. What prices have you found that sort of you'd be interested in?
Yeah, thanks very much, Owen. First one that I've came up with. It's a very hard. It's a hard fight to get value for the watching public for because people are understandably going to think that Joshua's quite a heavy favourite, and Ngannou maybe had a great night against a particularly bad Tyson Fury. But if we're looking at value, from what I've seen in the fight, and I know that Anthony Joshua probably hits harder than Tyson Fury, I would say he definitely does, but that's my opinion. Francis Ngannou didn't look at any point like he was really going anywhere, and he's a big unit of a man. So I'm quite intrigued by Anthony Joshua to win on points, considering it is only the 10 rounds at 5-1. I think that could be good value because Joshua may go looking for him on early. Ngannou doesn't really move, and then he has to box him the rest of the fight. So I think that's quite good value, 5-1.
I think I have to agree because I think for Joshua, they're going to be looking, don't go sort of gung ho at the start, don't go looking for the knockout, just feel him
Yeah,
out, see what threats he possesses, and how comfortable you feel in there with him. And like you say, once you get that done, it's only a 10-round fight. Is Joshua, if it gets sort of round six, round seven, round eight, is he going to be looking to push the button? Or like I say, would it just be a case of, okay, get in, get out, and look forward to sort of potentially getting the winner of Fury Usyk? So I think 5-1 on points is a great price. Likewise, I sort of struggled to find value in this fight. You know, the Joshua is a heavy favourite. But personally, I'll be looking at 3-1 for Joshua to be knocked down. I just think Joshua's been hurt in the past by quite a few of his opponents, all the way back through to even the likes of Carlos Takam had success against him. And obviously you can't really compare when Usyk hurts him and Vladimir Klitschko drop him because they're sort of the top of the division. But I do think we've seen Joshua hurt a number of times. Ngannou clearly carries huge power. But you would expect a man of that size to do so. It was just a question of whether he can transfer it from the 4 ounce gloves in UFC to the 8 to 10 ounce gloves in boxing. So yeah, I'd be looking at 3-1 just to be knocked down at any point. I don't think he'll get stopped personally. The more I think about the fight, especially only being 10 rounds. But yeah, for me, it'd be the 3-1 for AJ to be knocked down. But Greg, I do think for the viewers, 5-1 Anthony Joshua on points is a huge price. It's bigger than I would have expected, but the bookies are clearly favouring the Anthony Joshua knockout. Guys, if you're watching, let us know in the comments down below if you think me and Greg have found some good prices. Let us know if you found other prices. And post-fight, please comment below if you managed to back either our prices and they happened. Greg, once again, thank you for joining me tonight. Like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching, guys.